I'm Cheney, and I am one of the bloggers behind House of Curves, and we, as a blogger collaborative, decided to do Raduary instead of February/Valentine's Day because, really, Rad loves everyone, and Valentine's Day doesn't necessarily always involve loving everyone, so we are celebrating Rad patterns this month. And as such, we are doing the Kismet sew along because, well, let's face it, it's pretty darn awesome. And as I'm looking at the pattern here, there's a lot of options, and it's pretty cool. So let's get started. I have printed my pattern, and my amazing husband, or my daughter, I don't really remember who put it together for me. And we picked out fabrics. There's a lot of different types of fabrics you could use. You just need to make sure that it has 50% stretch across the grain. So once you have your pattern put together, you're going to choose your options, and there are a lot of options that you can make into just the bralette that you can put, I think, elastic at the bottom, and then you can do a bralette with the overlay, which is what this is, and it ties at the top like a halter. And then you can do several different bottoms. You can do a short skirt, which I think is a baby doll length, and then you have a maxi length skirt, and you can have a slit or you can have a solid skirt, and then you have the overlay option and not having an overlay option, and it also comes with a thong for underneath. So today, let's see, I have my pattern put together, and I grade personally between two sizes. I also have to add quite a bit of length. I didn't add anything to the top. I typically don't for the bodice or for the bras. I did, however, add length to, let me move this up here, to the skirt version, or not skirt version, just to the skirt. I have a really long bodice, or side waist, and I also have really long legs. So I added, I believe it's 2 inches is what I added. I usually write it on, but I didn't. So 2 inches up here, and then I'm going to make the maxi version with the slit. Let's face it, because my husband asked me to. I'll be honest. So I'm doing the 2 inches here, and then I had to transfer that over to my other skirt pieces to make sure they all matched. And then I grade between one size because I am an hourglass figure, so my waist is a lot smaller than my hips. And so you can see, I grade pretty drastically out to my hips, although this is technically only one size, but because I added my 2 inches, I had to grade out for that anyway. So that's what that looks like. I'm going to set that back aside. So what you're going to do today is make sure you have your pattern printed and put together. You're going to make sure you print that actual size. Sometimes we forget that, and if you're unsure, you're going to check your 1 inch seam or 1 inch gauge at the top. I think it's at the top of I believe it's the first page. No, page 4. There's a test square, so you can test your square for the 1 inch box to make sure that you have it printed correctly. And then you're going to cut out all your pieces. The bodice, you're going to cut on the fold, so it's marked on the fold. This is the front bodice. You're going to cut the main fabric on the fold and then a lining. I'm actually just using a cotton lycra for that. And then I actually have some swim lining that I really like. If you're wondering where I got this, I get it from Miley May. I really, really, really like it. It's like wearing heaven, clouds, I don't know. It's amazing. So I'm going to put that in, and I don't have it cut out yet. I'm going to put in a layer of power mesh because I tend to walk around the house in this type of thing, so I want the ladies supported just a little bit better. So I'm going to do that and set that aside. So I have my front bodice cut out. My back bodice is the same. You're going to cut on the fold, and your fold is right here. So you're going to cut one on the fold of the main fabric. You're going to cut your lining on the fold. I'm not going to add power mesh to the back probably because I don't typically need it in the back. And that's what I'm going to do with that one. I'm going to set that aside. And then I am going to add the overlay to mine. So this one is you cut 2 mirror images of the fabric, and then you cut 2 mirror images of the lining. And that's because you don't want to do it on the fold because it doesn't go all the way across. It kind of just comes down right here on each side. And so you don't want to cut it on the fold there. And it comes up in a halter style and it ties around your neck. So that's what you're going to do there. You don't want it, remember you're not going to cut that one on the fold. So I'm going to attempt to fold this back up somewhat nicely. And then you're going to cut your skirt pieces. So you want to decide if you're doing your baby doll skirt, and if you're going to do that, if you do the baby doll, you want to know if you're going to do it in the split skirt or the solid skirt, or if you're going to do the maxi skirt, and if you're going to do the split skirt or the solid skirt there. And then you need to know if you're going to grade between sizes, and if you're going to grade between sizes, you need to know you're going to figure out what size. Now you need to remember when you grade between sizes that it starts right below the bust, and so you need to know how far down the hips are. So you want to hold the pattern up to yourself and figure out where you need to do that grading, because not all of our bodies are, well, none of our bodies are created equally, which is a fabulous thing about ourselves. So make sure you do that and you hold it up to you so you know where you need to start grading. And let's see, so just like the bodice, your skirt needs to be 50% stretch across the grain. Let's see, I think that is it for the pieces. So if you're doing the slitted skirts, the front, left front is not cut on the fold, neither is the right front. You only cut one of those each, but your back skirt piece is cut on the fold. So you want to make sure you cut those appropriately. So that applies to both the baby doll and the maxi skirt length. And then as far as the thong piece goes, I'm going to go look. Because I'm not making the thong. It looks like they are cut on the fold as well. So you want to make sure you read all of your pieces, and they're all marked really clearly, so make sure you read those. If you have questions about how to grade your pattern pieces, just pop them on the posts, and I am more than happy to help. And I will be on Facebook tonight and part of tomorrow morning, mostly tomorrow afternoon. And I am more than happy to help you grade your pieces. And so tomorrow we'll start sewing the bodice, and we'll go from there. I'm excited to see everybody's fabric. I love fabric. It's one of my favorite hobbies would be a good word to put for that. I do not hoard fabric. I have a fine collection of fabric. Unless you ask my kids, and then they think I have taken over the basement. It's not true. Don't believe them. They're lying. The giggle in the background, if you heard that, is my teenage daughter. I think that's all for right now. So you just want to make sure you have lots of stretch in, well, lots, 50% stretch in your fabric. So nice stretch here. So I actually, just so you know, I am using a cotton lycra for my skirts and my main bodice, and then for the overlay, I usually have a double brush a double brush poly, because it's a tie-dye and it's pretty. So if you have questions, let me know. And I will see you tomorrow to start sewing.